Hello, YouTube! Are you ready to get funky right here, right now? Well, I hope so, because I'm about to get funky right here, right now. So, like it or not, things are about to get funky. Yeah. Welcome to the show. It's Wake 'em Up Wednesday, and I am the one and only Jake, the Awake. All right. Bada bang, bada boom. Woo. All right. All right. And we're back, just like that. I haven't busted out the bass in a while, so I thought it was high time I did just that. So I'm going to start incorporating the bass back into the show every now and again, right? Because I went a long time without doing that, and the bass used to be a huge part of my life, and I notice if I don't keep up with it, that it starts to take a back seat. So I'm going to try and keep the bass part of the show, keep the funkiness alive in my life. And let me tell you what, that felt good. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. All right. Let's go ahead and start the show now. And before we even got started, like long before the show started, I got a super chat request. It's a comedic request. So it looks like we're going to start the show with some comedy. Actually, we're going to start the show with some funky bass playing. Then we're going to do some comedy. And the comedy comes now because Just a Person says, Richie is desperate to find a solution to the Chinese ass drone crisis. Penguin Zero suggests using baby oil as a resolution. Bernie Sanders validates Penguin Zero, saying he uses the same method. Wow, that is quite the creative comedic suggestion. And away we go.
What's up, YouTube? Richie from Boston here. I have officially reached the point of desperation. I've been trying to warn people about these damn Chinese nano drones that have already implanted themselves inside the anus of the majority of the people living on the earth right now. The problem is, most of them don't even know it, and that's a real shame. Now, I have told you how to cure yourself from these Chinese nano drones. You simply vape some 100% organic holy water Bible vape juice made from recycled Bibles and organic holy water. This, of course, disrupts the circuitry of the Chinese nano drones, and they cannot survive within your anus. I have been nano drone free for years. Here is the biggest problem. There is simply not enough organic Bible vape juice to go around and cure everybody. This is where we're going to have to get the big corporations involved. We're going to have to get industry involved in order to create enough organic Bible vape juice in order to cure the world. However, this might be a problem because it seems nano AIDS from these Chinese nano drones is, of course, a plan by design by the higher ups.
Well, according to statistics, the world is overpopulated and everything's going to shit. Hi, I'm a dime store Keanu Reeves knockoff. I think the world is overpopulated, and personally, I think it's a good thing that a bunch of people die out to Chinese nano drone AIDS. I think that the majority of people who are about to get Chinese AIDS in their ass deserve it. And that's because we live in a world that's really fucked up. I mean, P. Diddy didn't even get a real prison sentence for what he did, oiling up people's anuses and shoving dildos in their ass. I simply don't think I want to live in a world where people get away with these atrocities, and most people don't deserve to live. So, in a way, Chinese nano AIDS getting rid of the population is actually a good thing. Young man, what you're saying is absolutely preposterous. It's actually not preposterous. One of the ways that I help ease the pain of the Chinese nano drones is I lubricate my own ass with baby oil. I got the idea from P. Diddy and his parties, which I totally disagree with. Young man, you definitely look like a young, good-looking version of Keanu Reeves. However, what you're saying about the baby oil, it actually can do more than just lubricate your anus so that the Chinese nano drones can come in and out. But what we're finding is that baby oil actually has a negative effect on the Chinese nano drones circuitry. They're unable to fly properly because the baby oil gets inside of the system and it hinders their flying ability. When I become president of the United States, and I haven't told anybody that I'm going to run yet, but this current administration is atrocious. President Trump ought to be ashamed of himself. When I become president, I'm going to make sure every American has an oiled anus so that these Chinese nano drones cannot take over and implant nano AIDS in everyone's anus. It's atrocious.
All right, there you go. Holy shit. You guys are pushing me to the limit of my comedic creative ability with these suggestions, but I like it. It's a hell of a challenge. Just a person before the stream even started. A good while before the stream even started. Also before the stream started, Doxological Thinker coming in with a request. He says it's Wake 'em Up Wednesday. Can you do the quartering guy doing the was up, but then Wanda Sykes stops him and does a real was up? Wow. Again, very creative, you guys. You know, it's not like you just want me to do a celebrity impression. You're mixing in multiple celebrities, and then you got these scenarios lined up. I like it. And I just started doing the quartering guy impression in the last stream. All right. Hey, welcome back to the quartering. So, Tim Pool and Candace Owens, their drama is starting to spill over. And I think it's a shame because people on the right should stick together and rally against the libtoids. So it's a bit upsetting to see Candace Owens and Tim Pool beefing like this, but I gotta say, personally, I have to side with Candace on this one, and I think Tim needs to really think about what he's doing. I got a super chat request to say what's up, like in the Budweiser commercials. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. What's up? What's up?
That was the worst "was up" I have ever heard. Why is it all these white folks think that they can steal the lingo from black people and then start using it? Yo lame ass didn't come up with "was up." Black people came up with the term "was up," and then white people stole it and y'all put it in your damn beer commercials trying to act like you came up with it. Let me show you how a pro says "was up." You need to be taking notes. Now pay attention. Was up, everybody? See how that was way more funny and way more entertaining than your lame ass "was up"? You white folks need to stop trying to steal our lingo. Just be your lame ass white boy self, all right?
There you go. I had no idea I was going to be doing this today, but I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. All right. That's how we get our wacky, wild, wake 'em up Wednesday started. Kreger coming in with a super chat says, Bones for Ralphie. Not notified again. Anyone else have this problem? Subscribe and like. Awesome fans. So you have to make sure you have the bell turned on to all notifications. So when you go to my page and it shows that you're subscribed, if you click on that, there's a option for all, and that's the one you want to click, because otherwise they might not notify you even if you are subscribed. So you want to make sure you have the setting all notifications turned on, right? But yeah, YouTube doesn't always notify people when I upload a video or I go live. And that's just how it goes nowadays. It doesn't matter how many subs you have anymore. It's how many people actively show up to your channel looking for your content. All right. Thank you, Kreger, getting us started with a super chat before the show even started as well. So I think those three came in before the show started, and then all the rest of them that may have came in since I started the show, I'm going to read now. All right. JP Crucino says, yes, let Wake Up Wednesday begin. Super slapping the bass. Thank you very much, JP, for the super chat donation, buddy. Hopefully you enjoyed the slap bass action. It's been a while since I laid down some funky licks on the channel, so I was overdue for performing some bass tonight. All right. JP, thank you, buddy. Glad you made it to the stream tonight. And Hillbilly Hank, who has an awesome name, says, Archaic says slap the bass.
I drink bourbon whiskey in my coffee every morning. Helps put a little pep in my step. I like a little alcohol to go along with my caffeine. And so what we've done is we have proven we do indeed live in a simulation. And that means these sporting events, if we can lock into the algorithm that these sporting events are operating on. That means we can literally predict who's going to win every game. We can literally print money. I'm here to help you make life-changing generational wealth, brother. I'm going to sell you my sporting picks for $500 a month. Now, these are mostly guaranteed winners. Sometimes we do get it wrong. We're still trying to figure out the software, which does indeed prove we live in a simulation. But you will be making 7 figures a year if you are buying my picks and applying these picks regularly.
There you go. Little archaics.
Now, as you know, I am all about that bass, no treble, and I don't want no trouble. That's why I don't like when people bring up my past. I'm not proud of my past. My past is in the past. Yes, I am a convicted, offensive sex offender, all right? I am a former felon, but that is in my past, and I don't want to talk about that anymore.
All right. There you go. Little archaics. All right, let me pull up my watch page and we'll go ahead and get this show started. It's looking good on my end. And it looks like a couple new super chats came in that I haven't read yet, so let me catch up on those. Dcran4D says, Jake, would you consider the Bible to be true? I know this is a comedy channel, but I'm asking as a friend. Well, I know that you stopped watching me for a while because I'm not a hardcore Bible-thumping Christian. So I'm not a religious guy. I don't promote any of the religions. I don't know for sure what this place is. I don't know for sure what our purpose as humans is here. And I don't trust any of the man-made religions. And so the Bible is printed in a factory. It's made by men. So therefore, I consider it to probably be written by men and not God himself. And so I just don't trust men. So I live in a world where everyone's always lying and everything I ever thought I knew was a lie. So I don't trust any of the religions, and I don't thump the Bible. And anyone who is into religion, I don't go after those people, right? So I let people believe what they want to believe as far as that goes, because I personally don't know what this place is or why it is. So glad to see that you're back here watching again, and no hard feelings to anyone out there who's a hardcore Bible thumping Christian. I'm just not, you know? So that's always been my stance on this channel, is I believe that the earth is created by something. I just don't exactly know for sure what or why. So I don't believe in the mainstream science story of evolution and Big Bang Theory, but I definitely think we're created. But this place sometimes seems like a bit of a hellhole, and it almost seems sometimes like we're being punished being in this realm. So I'm still skeptical as to what this place is and why it is the way it is. Thank you, Decran, for showing up and for the super chat, though. Kevin Arnold says, the only person I've ever super chat. Great intro. Thank you, Kevin Arnold. Not from the Wonder Years. I appreciate that, buddy. You are a longtime supporter of the channel, and you've super chat donated many, many times. Your longtime support is greatly appreciated. Double fist bumps, Kevin, my bro. And Kreger looks like he came through with another super chat. Says, I feel a special show tonight. I got some good videos for you guys tonight. So we're going to get into the Candace Owens versus Tim Pool fake drum bit, but I got some other clips I think you guys are going to enjoy. Looks like I caught up on my super chats now. Except for one last one that just now came in. And then we'll be caught up and we'll start the show. All right. Suffocation Vacation says, you can do it. Thanks, man. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do it, but since you sent that super chat letting me know I can do it, now my confidence has been boosted to levels where I feel like I actually can do this, and I'm gonna do this. I shall do this.
We're doing this.
Thank you. Suffocation, vacation. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm breathing. All right. Good times. You guys ready to dive into the first news clip of the night? Hi, Rose Bell. Hi, Rose. Hi to all my mods here tonight. I haven't had a chance to say hi to everyone yet because I was reading the super chats that came in. So hello to everybody who's here tonight. Hi, Holden. And Carmageddon. And Zach. And Decran. Dominic. Hello to everybody. All right. And it looks like Decran just became a member. Awesome. Welcome back to the club, sir. The small, non-elite club of regular woke folks. Not woke. That's the incorrect term. Awake. My bad. I forgot that the left hijacked the term woke. Back when I got started on YouTube, they hadn't hijacked woke yet. And then the left hijacked woke. So then we have to go with awake, right? Awake, folks. All right. Let's go ahead and dive into the first clip that I wanted to show you guys. I think it's a pretty humorous clip. I think it involves the orangest Trump I have seen 2025. He's like a much brighter shade of orange in this video I'm going to show you. All right, so this one features some rock stars, country music star, and a movie star. President Trump honors George Strait, Sylvester Stallone, Kiss, Crawford and Gaynor at the White House. Oh, that's definitely some important news. We definitely need to watch this.
Thank you very much, everybody. This is a great evening. It's a great honor.
And look how orange he is in this video. He's like looking extra orange, right? Come on, you guys can see it. Looks like they put makeup on him where there's like a orange face filter to make the orange jab daddy more orange than usual. Anywho.
And I'm delighted to welcome to the Oval Office, the world famous, most famous office in the world, most powerful office in the world, our truly exceptional 2025 Kennedy Center honorees. As President of the United States and the Chairman of the Board of the Kennedy Center, it's a privilege to pay tribute to the very best in American arts and culture. And that's what you have beside me. They are incredible people. I know most of them, and I've been a fan of all of them. And it's been a real honor to get to know them during this little period of time. There's a group of icons whose work and accomplishments have inspired, uplifted, and unified millions and millions of Americans.
So the president is taking time out of his busy day to honor old ass musicians and a movie star, right? Like Kiss is a fucking over 50-year-old rock band. Like their band has been around for longer than 50 years, right? I mean, I think Peter Criss is probably like fucking 80 years old or something. I think Gene is probably in his late 70s. Let me look up how old Peter Criss is. Peter Criss is 79 years old. And Gene Simmons is 76 years old. So Kiss is really, really fucking old. And so why do they need to be honored by Donald Trump, right? Like Kiss had their final farewell tour already. they didn't sell that well on their final farewell tour because their fanfare has dwindled over the years, right? Especially over the last 10 years. Not as many people care to go watch Kiss anymore. So now that their fanfare has dwindled down, but since Kiss are industry plants, now they have to do the political pundit routine, right? So now you got to get them involved in politics. And now all of a sudden I see Gene Simmons talking politics the last few days.
This is perhaps the most accomplished and renowned class of Kennedy Center honorees ever assembled. We have country music legend George. Got it?
This is the most accomplished group of individuals, right? Oh, yes, the highest honor of wearing fucking makeup and singing rock and roll. Oh, the highest honor for the guy who fucking played Rocky and Rambo like 40 years ago. Right? Like Stallone hasn't been in a big time movie in a long time, right? And that last couple Rocky movies and Creed movies that he did were fucking stupid. So in that last Rambo movie, I didn't watch it, but I'm sure it fucking sucked, right? So Stallone most famous for movie roles from the fucking 80s. So we're honoring an 80s movie star, right? Who most young people don't give a shit about at all.
Turned off. Got it? We have country music legend George Strait. George, thank you very much. Let me do this right now, George. I think if you want to leave it on, you can. I think we can get it through. Okay. Oh, he's got good hair.
He's got great hair. You can obviously see that he's got shitty hair, but I'm going to go ahead and call it great hair. Of course, it's nowhere as great as mine. I, of course, have these luxurious golden locks of hair. I will never, ever go bald, but as not to make him feel terrible about his ugly, balding head, I'm going to say that he has a great head of hair.
I'm surprised. Sometimes they take it off and there's not a lot.
There's not a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think I accidentally pulled the last super chat up, but didn't read it. I think I accidentally, I don't know if I read it or not, actually. Let me go back and make sure. So super chat from KDM28 says, had to get makeup in honor of Kiss. Thank you, KDM28. Yeah, so I guess because he's giving Kiss this honorary medal for being an old-ass musician, he decided to go ahead and lay down some orange foundation, right? Let's make Trump as orange as possible, since he's going to be honoring some rock stars who were famous for wearing makeup on stage. Thank you, KDM.
We have a great star of Broadway. I've seen the show many times and other shows of his, Michael Crawford. Michael.
Who? Yeah, I've never heard of Michael Crawford. I don't keep track of Broadway stars. So we're going to go ahead and skip through that one.
And nobody did it like Gloria Gaynor.
Who? I have no idea who that is.
Gloria, thank you very much.
Skip through that one. All right, let's get to the good ones. Kiss and Stallone. That's what we're here for, right? That's what we're watching this clip. We want to see Trump honor the members of Kiss, and most of all, Sly Stallone, right? Because they deserve to be honored. They're like the most prestigious group of people in the last 40 years.
A really spectacular person. One of the true great movie stars. There aren't many. There used to be a lot. There aren't many now. But he's one of the great legends and had some of the greatest movies ever, including the top grossing movies ever. Sylvester Sly Stallone. Sly.
Okay, am I going to be the one that has to point out that he just mispronounced Sylvester Stallone's name? You got to be kidding me.
The top grossing movies ever. Sylvester Sly Stallone.
Sylvester Sly Stallone. He mispronounces Sylvester Stallone's fucking name.
Grossing movies ever. Sylvester Sly Stallone.
Doesn't even correct himself.
Sly.
Sylvester Sly Stallone. As you guys know, there are not very many good movie stars nowadays. There used to be, but there's not anymore. That's because Hollywood sucks now, as you know. But this is a classic, wonderful, stupendous movie star. He deserves to be honored for his work in Rocky, for his work in Rambo. Everybody give it up for the one and only Sylvester Sly Stallone. Gonna fucking get one of the most famous fucking actors of all time's name wrong, right? Right? What are you gonna? Who are you gonna honor next? Arnold Schwarzenegger. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to honor another wonderful actor. He was in the Terminator. Give it up for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hold on.
This is great, Sly. It's an honor.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much for this very distinguished, most honorable award. You know, I really appreciate you giving me this medal, President Trump. One thing I gotta say is it's not Stallone, it's Stallone, but that's okay. I really, really appreciate this most prestigious and honorable award that you're giving me right now, President Trump. Anyway, I'm going to hang it up on the wall next to my picture of Adrian. I'm going to hang it up on the wall right next to the picture of Uncle Polly's grave. He would have loved to meet you. Uncle Polly, he really likes you.
There you go. All right. Looks like I got a few super chats coming in. Sylvester Sly Stallone. Who in the fuck would do that, but then not correct himself immediately? I mean, Stallone, right? And then Stallone just goes with it. Davey D from the LaFleur Network says, just now getting here, 360 plus in the chat. Smash the like button and subscribe. That's a good idea. I'm going to hold the stream hostage right here, right now. Everybody, take a second to hit the thumbs up. If you appreciate what we're doing, if you're having fun so far, if you're enjoying the stream so far, do your boy a favor. Hit the thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. It does help. Believe it or not, the streams that get more thumbs up seem to get promoted a little bit more than the ones that don't get as many thumbs up. So take this second, because that's all it takes, to hit that thumbs up. It really helps. Whether you're watching the replay, whether you're watching live right now, hit the thumbs up button. Either way, I really, really would appreciate it. And thanks to Davey D for sending a super chat suggesting everybody hit the thumbs up button. He's always got a positive outlook, brings positivity to the channel. I appreciate that, Davey. Much love. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Should I
Thank
go
you.
over here? Thank
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you, Sly. And the members of the incredible rock band Kiss, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Peter Criss, and Ace Frehley, who now is resting in peace, and his beautiful daughter is here to accept the award. Thank you.
I feel uptight on a Saturday night. 9 o'clock, radio's the only light. I hear my song and it pulls me through. Comes on strong, tell me what I got to do. I got to get up. Everybody gonna move their feet. Get down, everybody gonna leave their seat. Get it, I just can't wait. There's a truck ahead, light staring at my eye. All right, sorry. Had to break out into a Kiss tune. Couldn't help myself.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Oh, that's great.
Who would have guessed?
That's pretty good stuff, huh? Let me turn that around. Thank you.
If you've ever went to go see Kiss, Paul Stanley, his voice is not good for the last 20, 25 years. So Paul Stanley used to be able to sing decent back in the 70s and the 80s, maybe even a little bit into the 90s. But once we got into the 2000s, Paul Stanley's voice started to decline. And then these last few years, he's been fake singing to pre-recorded tracks, fucking lip singing because his voice sucks so bad. But in between songs, he'll be like, "Let me tell you something, people. If you love rock and roll, let me hear you make some noise. All right. Well, this next song, we're going to play some rock and roll. Would you like us to come out there and play some rock and roll?" So if you ever went to see Kiss, that's kind of how Paul would sound in between songs. "Let me tell you something, people. We're here to rock and roll all night and party every day." Kreger says, "You're on fire, buddy." Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks, Kreger. You rock, brother.
That's great. I my friend for a long time.
Thank you, Mr.
That's good.
President.
Thank you very much. My friend for a long time.
Dude, you know what would have been cool is if Gene would have accepted this award in the full-on demon makeup. I think that'd have been way better, and it would have been a branding opportunity for Kiss, right? So right here,
That's great. My friend for a long time.
Thank you, Mr. President.
he should be in his full makeup, right? So imagine Gene in his full makeup, and he goes,
You show us everything you've got. I got my medal and I like it a lot. Trump drives me wild. Trump drives me crazy.
It would have been awesome if he got his medal and then he stuck his big long tongue out and went,
Thank you, Mr. President.
and then Trump stuck his tongue out and then they tongue kissed. Just kidding. That would have been fucking weird and gross.
Thank you very much. My friend for a long time. Okay, that's good.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
It's an honor.
And I think your father would be very happy to have you wear this, okay? Thank you very much. He's a great guy. Thank you very much. Those are great people. In a few moments, we will be presenting these stars with their Kennedy Center honors medallions, which
With these Kennedy Center honors medallions, the Kennedy Center honorable medallions. Oh, yeah. These guys, they spent their whole career as entertainers, and this is one of the most distinguished moments late in their career, when all these guys are in their fucking late 70s, they're going to get this honorable medal for all the shit that they already accomplished, right? This just goes to show you these industry plants, their job doesn't end until they die. So what's happening here is Kiss, their rock and roll career seems to have come to an end, but now they're just going to insert them onto the political stage. So for instance, Kid Rock was gigantic in the late 90s, early 2000s. And then he had a little bit of a popularity boost for his country music years later. But after a while, his fanfare started to dwindle. So then they just turned him into a right-wing bootlicker. They turned him into a Trump dick licker. So now Kid Rock will like randomly go on TV just to promote Trump and talk shit about the left. So they turn these musicians into political pundits late in their career when their fanfare of their music starts to dwindle down, when not as many people care about their music and are willing to pay to go see them play their music. Then you can stick them on screen and make it act like their opinions about politics matter. Use them to influence right-wingers. All right, the Norwegian method says, who needs Epstein files? Just look at how gets presidential medals and you know who went to the island. Just look at who gets presidential medals and you know who went to the island. Well, as far as I'm concerned, the stuff that went down on the island is fabricated stories. So the elites do nasty, crazy stuff behind the scenes. But as far as the Epstein files is concerned, now you're talking about a guy that the mainstream media rolled out and they told you about all these things that went down on his island, and they're making everybody beg for these Epstein files to be released. So I'm the type of guy that will suggest, how do you even know that Epstein's not a planted, created character by the government, right? Used by the media. So how do you even know that his island wasn't just, some stage for these stories to be scripted upon? Right? You don't know anybody who's actually been there and witnessed anything. So as far as I'm concerned, the Epstein files come from the government, and the government feeds them to the mainstream media. The mainstream media has people begging for these files. If the government has you begging for files, you better believe what's on the files is going to be bullshit. So there you go. I'm not one of these people begging for the files for that reason. Exactly, Jason. The Epstein shit is fake. The real P-dues, they're not going to get caught and be paraded on the news by the mainstream media. The real rich and elite behind the scenes who get away with doing heinous and atrocious, nasty things to minors and whatnot. Yeah, they aren't going to get caught being on that island. All right.
Which were redesigned this year with the help of the fantastic team at Tiffany and Company. And I want to congratulate them. They have done a fantastic job. They're wonderful people. I know them very well because they're right next to Trump Tower. I've lived with them for many years, and they really have done a great job. So I want to thank Tiffany. Thank you very much. We're also joined by members of the Kennedy Center Board of...
Y'all, this right here is starting to catch my eye. Check it out. Look, guys, this chin flap hanging over the bow tie, this is starting to look a little CGI-ish right here. You guys looking at this? I'm going to turn off the sound, and I just want everybody to focus on his chin right here. This doesn't look quite right to me. It looks almost digitalized, pixelized. Am I the only one noticing? right there. Now, some people will say, oh, he's old and he just has some hangy skin. It just, the way his chin sits on top of the bow tie is looking almost like it's digitally placed over the top of the body. Right there. See? Look at this. This looks very strange to me. I almost want to save this video and then blow up this section. It would take too much time to sit here and do it right now, but I'm thinking when this video or when this stream ends, I'm going to snag this video and I'm going to blow this section up right here because this ain't looking right. Whoa. All right. We're going to put it in slow motion. Just keep your eyes on his chin skin. Whoa, did you guys see that? All right, we're going to go even slower. Right here. His chin appears to be morphing and changing shape. Look, this doesn't look right at all. Wait until you get old, Jake. Oh, okay. Yeah, just explain away what you're seeing by telling me to wait till I get old. Okay. Yeah, let's pretend like we're not looking at some fucking digital overlay chin because he's old. I've seen lots of old people, right? His chin right there is looking like it's fucking digitally sitting on top of that bow tie. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to need to download this video and focus on this section of his chin. Anywho. So there you go. An extra orange Trump takes time out of his busy schedule to honor Kiss and Sylvester Sly Stallone. He mispronounces one of the movie star's name who he's honoring. So fucking weird. I'm like the only person that catches this stuff. There's so many Trump dick lickers who never actually listen to anything Trump says. They never point out any of the mistakes that he makes when he's talking, any of the nonsensical bullshit that comes out of his mouth, any of the AI anomalies. No, Trump dick lickers don't notice any of it. Instead, they'll be like, oh, he's old. Okay. I guess your face becomes extra orange and digitalized when you get old, right? So then I noticed right after this, now I'm seeing Gene Simmons being used in the political arena. Now he's talking to Congress. So they have Gene Simmons meet with the president, and then the next day he's talking at a fucking Senate hearing.
To simply say, this is why we need to do it today.
We have to do it today because AI is right around the corner. This is an archaic injustice that's been around for a long time, and there's no reason why we should get in the middle of it. It's un-American. The basic premise of America is pardon me for simplifying it. I was a sixth grade teacher. If you work hard, you should get paid.
Okay, let me ask you about something else. I go to church and I live in a neighborhood in Nashville where we have a lot of session singers and musicians, background vocalists that are there. Talk about the significance to those artists of getting those pennies on the spin.
It's often, see, when you mentioned Elvis and Frank Sinatra and everything, we're talking big ideas because they've scratched and worked their way to the top. The new artists really need these pennies when they get heard as their career starts on radio, but there's no income. How do they get there? How do they claw their way up to the top with the help of radio? And again, I'm not here to demonize Mr. Hinton or the radio stations. We need each other. Performers need radio. Radio needs performers. But for God's sakes, equitable doesn't mean you get zero.
Oh, ding. There it is. He found a way to slip in the 666, y'all. Very sneaky, Gene. Say the number 0. Slip 'em the 666. Super sneaky, Genie, but I caught you. Mike 6 says, go, Jake, sing us a song at the end of the show. All right, I'll sing some song at the end of the show. I'm not sure what yet, but I'll come up with something. Thank you, Mike 6, for your generous donation. Glad you made it to the stream tonight. Also, I'm rigged with a super chat, says, please review Michio Kaku latest short and do an impression. It's long overdue, bro. Well, first, I thought I would try a little bit of Gene. You see, anything that can have a KISS logo printed on it should have a KISS logo printed on it. And I'm here to stand up for the independent musicians who are getting 0 of the pennies that they should be getting. You see, if you work hard in America, you should be able to get paid. And I, of course, have been paid handsomely for my work in KISS. I got to work on it a little bit. Anyway. All right. Michio Kaku. All right. We'll pull up Michio Kaku right after this clip. Michio Kaku's latest short. All right.
And radio makes $14 billion just this last year. That's not equitable. I know it's a big word like gymnasium, but come on, Hinton. Let's get with it. Let's become American.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. Senator Schiff.
So now Gene Simmons is basically doing what Kid Rock does, and he's being inserted into politics, right? So Kid Rock, industry plant. Once his music career starts to dwindle down and his fanfare dwindles down, then they stick him in the right-wing sector and make him into a right-wing fucking Trump dick-licking puppet. So it looks like they're sticking Gene Simmons into the political arena now. This just goes to show you, if they make you a famous rock star and you have to work until you die as part of your contract with the devil, and you get to be rich and famous, but part of the stipulation is you got to work till you die. That means if the rock and roll stops being as influential on the people, then they'll plug you into another sector of the industry, like politics this time, right? So one way or another, they keep these puppets working until they die. I mean, KISS has made enough money. They don't need to do shit like this. Gene's made enough money. He doesn't need to be doing this. But it's part of his contract, obviously, to do shit like this until he actually dies. Keep working for the remainder of his life, doing whatever he's told to do. And of course, he's told to be there. What rock star wants to spend his time going to Senate hearings? All right, Michio Kaku short. Bloop. What's the name of the short? Is it on his channel, or where do I find this short that you want me to look at? So when I go to look up his name, there's a bunch of different shorts. I just don't know which one you want me to click. So you're going to have to let me know which Michu video. It's that 3-eye Atlas bullshit.
Re-eye Atlas, the interstellar comet racing through our solar system right now, isn't traveling alone. Scientists have detected strange signals suggesting 9 other unidentified objects trailing in its path, a discovery that raises far more questions than answers. Are these fragments of Atlas itself part of a larger stream of interstellar debris, or are we witnessing something completely new unfolding before our eyes? Re-eye Atlas, the interstellar comet racing through our solar system right now, isn't traveling alone. Scientists have detected strange signals suggesting 9 other unidentified objects trailing in its path, a discovery that raises far more questions than answers.
3-eye Atlas is apparently not traveling through the galaxy alone. This, of course, raises way more questions than answers. It apparently is being accompanied by space debris, and this, of course, is something that scientists are going to be monitoring most. This, of course, is something scientists are going to be monitoring more closely in the days to come. I don't know. I've never really practiced a Michu Kaku impression, but there's nothing about his voice that's like super unique, so it's like not the most fun impression to try and do.
Are these fragments of Atlas itself part of a larger stream of interstellar debris?
Are these fragments... Fuck.
Or are we witnessing something completely new unfolding before our eyes?
Or are we witnessing something new unfolding before our eyes? 3-eye Atlas is an interstellar object that may be traveling through the cosmos with some visitors from another galaxy. I don't know. Haven't really worked on it a bunch. I heard once from somebody that this is Bruce Lee. Who knows? Maybe it is Bruce Lee. Do you guys think that Bruce Lee became Michu Kaku? All right. Hey, not every one of my impressions is going to be a home run, right? And since I haven't really practiced, I was on the spot just trying to do my best, right, with what I was looking at. Thank you. I'm rigged. All right. Okay, guys. Are you guys ready to get to the main event of the evening? We got Candace Owens versus Tim Pool. Now, those of you guys who know what sort of stuff I like to talk about versus what sort of stuff Candace Owens talks about or Tim Pool talks about, you know it's like 2 completely different worlds. I actually break down the world stage news. I call out people on the world stage as being puppets and actors following a script. Meanwhile, these right-wing talking heads are actors on the world stage, such as Candace Owens and Tim Pool. So we're going to look at 2 right-wing puppet actors on the world stage who are having a scripted beef right now. And I know a lot of right-wing dick lickers are up Candace Owens' ass. I know Candace Owens has millions and millions of followers and supporters who are total simps, right? But if you listen to what Candace Owens says, she basically repeats Charlie's name every day, like 100 to 200 times a day, and reiterates that Charlie's been assassinated over and over and over and over and over and over and over, almost as if Candace's job is to reiterate nonstop that Charlie has been assassinated. And her big thing is, who done it? Who benefits from it? But one thing she won't tell you, thing Tim Pool won't tell you, is that maybe, just maybe, Charlie didn't die. Oh, no, they're not allowed to say that. None of them are allowed to say that. And none of them are saying that. Nathaniel Arias says, hell, wow, I am Michu Taku. I Sofa King. We totted. Hello, I am Michu Taku. I so fucking retarded. Good one. You got me. You got me to say it. All right. So let's go ahead and pull up the Candace Owens versus Tim Pool shit. And we'll dive into that. Now, anyone here who is a Candace Owens follower, you're either going to wake up tonight or you're going to find out you're in the wrong place. So if you're any Candace Owens simps are here who don't know that she's a shill, you're about to find out. And if you don't figure it out, then that means you are a duped sheeple. And you're going to continue to be a duped sheeple if you follow Candace Owens or Tim Pool, or you believe in their scripted bullshit drama. All right. So check it out. So like I was saying, Candace won't shut the fuck up about Charlie. It's been months since the Charlie thing went down, and that's like all she talks about every day. Look at this title of this video. Charlie's last trip to Asia, right? And then she mentions his name like 100 times, and she always talks about how he was assassinated. And then we get to this Tim Pool part right here.
Now, on that note, I am obviously taking a lot of personal risk to get out the truth to you guys pertaining to what is happening to Charlie Kirk. One of the easiest things in the world is to...
That's a fucking lie. See, she's at a tremendous risk getting the truth out about Charlie Kirk. All she does is say that he's dead, and then she plays the whodunit card. Yeah, that's what they want you to do. Who did it? Who was it? Was it Israel? Was it a professional hit? What they don't want you to talk about is that it didn't happen and that Charlie didn't die. See? So she's a fucking liar. So if you follow Candace, then that means you're probably also being duped on the Charlie story. And check it out. She's going to respond to Tim Pool, who claimed that his house was recently shot up a few days ago. And so Tim Pool's pretending like these left-wing Democrats are trying to kill him because he speaks about truth like Charlie. So Tim Pool compares himself to Charlie. And then this person here, Candace, talks about Charlie all the time. And they always mention Charlie being dead. And so months later, they're just reiterating over and over, Charlie's dead, Charlie's assassination, I'm at risk, just like what happened to Charlie, right? Positioning themselves to be future characters like Charlie.
Be a critic of Candace Owens and a part of the people who do not have the courage to prod this federal narrative. Among those, of course, being Tim Pool, who has now dedicated hours and now is trying to signal to the public that I don't have security, which is untrue, but he is trying to get me harmed. I don't know what I've ever done to Tim Pool.
Yeah, so their drama is going to be scripted, and they have Candace Owens positioned as the good guy and Tim Pool positioned as the bad girl, if you catch my drift. JP Crescino says Candace Owens versus Tim Pool is doing a pump and dump scheme on Kirkcoin. Thanks for being real, Sir Jake. Well, this is like the top story as far as right-wing news is concerned, and a shitload of right-wingers follow these fucking right-wing talking head shills, Candace Owens, Tim Pool, Nick Fuentes. And so we broke down Nick Fuentes being a shill in the last stream, and we touched on Tim Pool. His house being shot up is a bunch of fucking bullshit that never happened. And so now, on the heels of that, now it's Candace Owens versus Tim Pool. And the majority of the right-wing simps in Candace's corner are totally siding with her. So it's like Tim Pool's being made out to be the bad guy in this scripted beef. But they're both on the same team. So make no mistake about it, Tim Pool and Candace Owens are on the same team, putting on a show. They're getting all these clicks and views based on their fake scripted drama. And they can fracture the right wing into different sectors. Oh, you're a right winger, but are you a Candace right winger, or are you a Nick Fuentes right winger, or are you a Tim Pool right winger? Which alternative right winger do you follow? Right? As long as they get you following one of these fucking right wing talking heads, they got you right where they want you, picking a side, right or left. So they give you several different right wing talking heads to choose from. Oh, well, if you don't like Candace, maybe you like Nick Fuentes. Oh, if you don't like Nick Fuentes, maybe you like Tim Pool. See? So they'll give you plenty of different options, but they all push the mainstream narrative. Charlie was assassinated.
To deserve that at all. But Tim Pool has had some very choice words for me, which were trending last night on X. And I would like to share that to you because he thinks it's an act of bravery to attack me in this moment. So take a listen to Tim Pool.
Candace Owens is a f***ing evil scumbag. She is a degenerate. She is burning everything down, and she's gloating and smiling while she does it. And you know what you told me? She has no security. She doesn't deal with the shit we have to deal with. She's a piece of shit. She's making everyone else suffer. And all of these conservatives out there that send me these messages have no balls to call her out. More and more people have started doing it. They send me these messages. Good.
There's all these fucking conservatives who don't have to fucking deal with what we fucking deal with. And she doesn't have any fucking security. And she doesn't even fucking know all the fucking shit that these fucking conservatives are sending us. All these fucking conservatives send us this fucking shit. Fuckity fuck titty suck shit. Fuck. Fucking Candace fucker. Calm down, Tim. Don't blow your beanie, bro.
Good for you, Tim. Good for you, Tim. I wasn't the first person to do it. I'm not going to take credit for that. But don't DM me like I did something for you as you cower, scared that she'll put you on her thumbnail and claim you benefited from Charlie Kirk's assassination, which she's doing to me right now.
She's claiming I fucking benefited from Charlie Kirk's assassination. Let's all talk about how Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Let's reiterate fucking over and over, whether it's Candace or whether it's fucking me, that Charlie was assassinated. Let's bring it up a fucking 100 times a day. Slam it into people's brains, because the last fucking thing that the government fucking wants you to think about is that maybe he fucking wasn't assassinated. See? You notice both people here constantly bringing up fucking Charlie? It's been months since that shit happened, and they constantly bring up Charlie and assassination. Almost like it's their job to make sure that that's what you fucking believe happened if you're in their camp. Now, if you're in the left-wing camp, you still believe Charlie was killed, except you think it was a crazy person who got caught already. And if you're a right-winger who believes Charlie got assassinated, you think the news is covering up who really did it. Meanwhile, neither side, none of these talking heads are like, hey, maybe it didn't happen. You notice that? That's the one side none of these talking heads are on. The it didn't actually happen side. Yeah, how about that? That's like not even an option to believe in, right? So anytime I call out Candace Owens, somebody shows up. Usually a few of her simps will show up and be like, "You're wrong about Candace. You're just jealous that she has millions of people following her and you don't. So that's why you're going after Candace. You must be a Jew. You must be supporting Israel," right? They'll throw that shit at me. Meanwhile, I tell more truth than Candace, Nick Fuentes, and Tim Pool combined. Times 10. Times a fucking 1,000. I tell more truth than all of them. Nobody's tried to shoot me for all the truth that I tell. Fucking loser ass Candace Owens simps.
Yeah, that was the.
I'm done with these people.
She has security, just not on the level of you.
Oh, yeah, the one fat guy you mentioned with no wall and no barrier in a suburban neighborhood with neighbors. Shouldn't give two no one's out for her. She's lying about all of this. You told me you went to her house and she's got a 4-foot wall and one fat guy, and she doesn't give a about her security. Meanwhile, I get bullets fired at my property, and I.
Yeah, sure you did, buddy. She's got a fucking fat guy. Fucking one guy as a fucking security. Meanwhile, I have fucking bullets flying at my fucking house from these evil demon crats. I'm a guy who says what the mainstream media says, except I do it through a right-wing mouthpiece. I basically tell right-wingers what they fucking want to hear, and that's why so many lefties are trying to fucking kill me right now. Yeah, okay, Timmy. Okay, Mr. Beanie. Yeah, Mr. Beanie tells so much fucking truth that all these evil lefties are trying to kill him, right? Because if you're a person who tells the truth, evil lefties try and kill you all the time, right? And Candace has a fat security guard, so fuck that guy. What a stupid fake scripted drama this is. Nobody tried to kill Tim Pool's stupid fucking right-wing ass with his regular scripted ass right-wing fucking sheeple ass opinions, right? And nobody's trying to kill Tim for the basic stupid shit that he says. So these guys push the mainstream narrative. They just do it through a alternative right-wing mouthpiece. But they still tell you that Charlie died. They still tell you exactly what the news told you happened. They don't question the event as far as did it actually happen? No, not at all.
I have to go live in the middle of nowhere. And I got strangers coming up to my house in Maryland, breaking in. I got people showing up and beating up the residents who try to live there. How the am I even supposed to sell this property?
So there's a lot to unpack there. First and foremost, what you are seeing right there is on a display of testosterone. Men that speak to women like this are not tough guys, okay? What you are seeing is actually a display of estrogen. Everything he is doing there is somebody who is not a man. He is not tough, and he would never dare to speak to a man like that, right? People that find that very easy.
Check it out, y'all. So this came out yesterday. And look at this. 1,600,000. 1.6 fucking million. Over 20,000 comments. Now I know a lot of these are going to be bot comments, but watch, it's going to be a bunch of Candace Owens dick-licking simps. Candace, be careful. This guy who wrote you now wants to meet you. Feds can be extremely crafty. Oh yeah. Thanks, guy in the comments warning Candace about the feds. I'm sure she's going to look out now that she's been warned by this guy in the comments. Watch out for chemical assassinations where toxin slowly kills you over months and looks like some illness. Don't interact with strangers for foreseeable futures. Girl, when you said he wanted to meet you and your husband, the hair on the back of my neck stood up. Remember, no matter what proof he shares, it can all be false. This may also be done to discredit you. Take care. See, all these fucking people fall for these right-wing fucking dick-licking mainstream media pushing shills. Right? She doesn't tell you the truth about shit. Not shit. But she gets 1.6 million views on this shit that she's spewing right here. So this manufactured beef with her and Tim Pool, it's obviously working. These are huge view counts for only 24 hours.
Secondly, Tim Pool doesn't even have the intellect to understand that we put him in the thumbnail because he accused me in a full episode with Milo Yiannopoulos, which we showed and contextualized, of being someone who benefited from Charlie Kirk's assassination. So he thinks he's being accused. No, you accused me of that in like a actually, I think it was 2-hour episode with Milo Yiannopoulos, in which Milo defended me and explained that I am not to blame for the lame excuses that the feds have given us regarding Charlie Kirk's assassination. And that if we do need to have some spiritual searching in terms of what the Republican Party has become, that the time for that is now. Okay.
So Rumford says in her live streams, the chat is barely moving. It's more like a couple thousand people watching. I know for sure those numbers are being inflated artificially. I don't believe that those numbers are legit, but I do know that there are a bunch of Candace Owens simps. So it's not like all her fanfare is manufactured. There are a bunch of dudes who have their head so far up this person's ass, whatever comes out of Candace's mouth is like facts and gospel to her simps. Right? And Candace, let's be honest, looking a bit masculine. Right? Are we sure Candace is what it appears to be? I'm not so sure.
So this little, and I really like, he's a small person for this, a very small person who is also theatrical, Timothy Smollett, who pretends every year like people are trying to kill him. He's a chronic fence sitter, okay? Pretending like he is braving the wilderness for being what? The 110,000th person who's making a video about Candace Owens in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination.
She can't go fucking 5 minutes without saying Charlie and assassination. She has to say that like 200 fucking times a day. It's in the title, and she just repeats it over and over again. Again, you guys, that shit happened months ago. Why is that coming out of her mouth every fucking 5 minutes? It's almost like it's her job to reiterate and put it in your mind and repeat it over and over again. Charlie's dead. Charlie's dead. Charlie's dead. Charlie's dead. Who killed Charlie? Who benefited from killing Charlie? Charlie's dead. Charlie's dead. Charlie's dead. Charlie's dead. And people have the fucking nerve to be like, Jake, why do you think Candace is a shill? She calls out Israel.
He thinks he's pioneering that. Are you out of your mind? It's only the safest thing you can do. What's next? Is he going to make a video and call Kanye West anti-Semitic? Like that's what he's pioneering right now. Oh my gosh, so original. Like, is he going to call Donald Trump evil in 2016? This is the storm that he's braving, is jumping on the side of what everyone else is doing.
Oh, well, I find that ironic because you're basically repeating what everyone else fucking repeats about Charlie, right? She's just repeating a bunch of the same right-wing talking points about fucking Charlie. Won't shut the fuck up about Charlie, right? So it's not like she has some unique perspective that no one else has. Meanwhile, the very, very, very small percentage of us who question that Charlie event and don't believe what we were told about that event at all, yeah, we don't have a voice. We don't get any representation, right? I'm your representation for the truth. And I know if I was to make too good of a video about how that shit didn't happen, they'd take it down. There were a few people that got their videos removed that pointed out that maybe Charlie didn't die. Yeah, those people got their videos removed, a lot of them. So very few people will get any attention at all for even suggesting maybe the mainstream media ain't telling the truth about that event, right? Maybe the whole thing didn't actually go down like they say. No. Instead, they want to slam it into your head. It's for sure a tragedy. He's for sure dead. But who did it is up for grabs, right? Just like the JFK conspiracy. Don't question if JFK didn't get shot. No. He for sure 100% did, and he died. The question is who did it? Who done it? That's how they keep you in the fucking keep you stuck believing the narrative. Whether you believe it was the official narrative or the alternative narrative, they want you to believe the narrative one way or the other. That JFK's dead, or in this case, Charlie's dead. They don't want you to even consider the third choice. Maybe he's not. All right.
He is a fundamentally weak man for what he did there. He should apologize. He won't. I don't care what happens to his platform. He's now essentially trying out because he's under financial pressure. He's trying out for Zionists to pay him, and they will. Okay, they will cut him a check. And I hope it happens for you, Tim. I hope it makes you happy. But to do that to someone who has never done anything to you other than disagree with you about the Charlie Kirk narrative, I have not focused my content on you. And anytime your name has come up, it has been because you have explicitly been attacking me. You are a coward. You are less than a man. Okay. You are behaving. Your type right there is like a person who's having financial issues and yet decides to go out and put $100K on a poker game and when he's in kids and thinks he's a tough guy. That's how you're acting right now. I'm not your wife. I'm not your kids. Get your affairs in order and stop blaming me because I'm actually traversing down the path that hasn't been traveled by standing up and saying that something corrupt happened and Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And I don't care.
There it is again. See, something corrupt happened and he was assassinated. See how she can't go 5 minutes without fucking saying that?
By standing up and saying that something corrupt happened and Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And I don't care about your midterms. Okay. I don't care about your next year midterms and whether or not the Republican Party is united. Okay. Because I don't want to stand next to people that would cover up Charlie Kirk's assassination.
See? So according to her, he's for sure dead and there's a cover up. Right? So that's how they can keep you believing he's for sure dead. And there's a cover up. Who did it? Ooh. Follow Candace Owens and find out. Possibly. Maybe she'll get to the bottom of it. Keep following the Candace Owens saga. Right? See? How many times is she going to fucking say Charlie and assassinated? Right? I'll bet you if we check the transcript, she probably brought it up 100 times in this fucking stream.
Hope that I have made my point perfectly clear. We'll be back after a message from some of our sponsors.
And she's got sponsors for this. Now check it out, y'all. A few months back, I showed this clip when she was hanging out with Russell Brand. So if anyone needs any further proof that Candace is a shill,
Rick, all he cares about is making sure that it's at a molecular level precisely what.
Right?
All he cares about is making sure that it's.
Ding. 666, 666. She's staring right at him, making the 666. They're hanging out in the same room together. Russell Brand is a fucking shill who ties back to Hollyweird. I want to thank Candace Owens, who in corroboration, we are going to fight back against the controlled opposition who are making an exhibition in an attempt to silence all right to personal freedom and democracy. Real democracy, not like the kind that they're parading in the White House. Candace Owens is here to help me spread truth across this great nation, and the coalition corroborating against this invertices is going to independently, indiscriminately constitutionalize everyone in this great nation before we stand in front of ourselves, peering into our own perceived persistence through this diatribe of time, which we perceive to be indignantly compunct. What? What did he say? It sounded smart. He must be smart.
At a molecular level, precisely what he envisaged. The vision is apparently so clear that he just needs to move people around through sort of a pre-imagined set of shadows and stations that he could foresee. That's the nature of, I suppose, Kubrick's genius.
Jake, Candace Owens isn't a shill. Just because she thinks that Charlie Kirk died and repeats it 500 times a day, and just because she sits across from Russell Brand while he makes 666 hand signs and has his fucking leopard print boxer shorts on during the interview, that doesn't make her a shill. Just because she's promoting a Hollywood actor like Russell Brand doesn't make her a shill, okay? She just happens to have connections to people like Russell Brand, and she finds his opinions interesting. And so she thought it would be fascinating to interview him, Jake. So she's not a shill, okay? Like, you have to do some fucking stupid mental gymnastics to follow Candace Owens, see her hanging out with shitbags like Russell Brand, and then continue to fucking listen to her. That's kind of like licking the dick of Nick Fuentes and then seeing that he's hanging out with Alex Jones and then continuing to lick his dick afterwards. Jake, just because Nick Fuentes hangs out with Alex Jones doesn't mean that he's a shill. Yes, it fucking does. That proves he's a goddamn shill. Just like this proves Candace Owens is a fucking shill. You hang out with Russell Brand and do an interview like this promoting him once, you are a no good fucking shill promoting evil. LaFleur Network says over 500 in the chat. Don't just view, join this chat. Hit the thumbs up. DVD, this is like his second super chat suggesting people hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that, Davey D. You are an awesome, loyal subscriber to the channel. Fist bumps to you, sir. And yes, we have about 500, almost 500 people watching right now. Do your boy a solid. Hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying this. We got more show. We're going to continue the fun. But right now, during this brief intermission, hook your boy up with a thumbs up. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you, Davey D, for the idea. All right. So Candace and the Tim Pool shit, they're definitely getting a shitload of attention and views out of it. And then when you go back and you see she hangs out with shillbags like Russell Brand, obvious Candace, part of the big club. All these millions of followers and subscribers. She constantly repeats Charlie's assassination like over and over and over and over. It's like the main thing she talks about every day, right? And then this drama with Tim Pool is like the top of the headline news as far as right-wingers are concerned. That's not shit that happens to regular people. Nobody gets that kind of attention if they're a regular straight-shooting truth teller. In fact, real straight-shooting truth tellers don't get attention or shout-outs generally. And if they do, it's from another smaller channel. not someone who has millions of subs. Dude, I almost forgot that Charlie got assassinated, but thank God Candace reminded me like fucking 500 times tonight. All right. All right. Let me pull up the next video. But wait, there's more. So we're going to switch topics real quick now to Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle apparently did a comedy routine in Canada and got heckled so badly he had to stop and quit the show. So apparently Chappelle is doing some live comedy shows, and he went to Canada to do some shows, and his energy was really low and bad, and the crowd wasn't digging his jokes, started to heckle him. And also, there's no cell phone footage that I can find, because also the show was, you weren't allowed to use your cell phone. That's what I was trying to say. I couldn't spit it out. So apparently you weren't allowed to bring your cell phone and film this comedy show, and everyone's cell phone was locked up. So I can't find any footage of Chappelle bombing and getting heckled, but I can find several videos of people talking about it and referencing it. So we'll just go ahead and bring up one of those, and I'll give you some ideas as to what I think is going on as far as why Chappelle bombed and got heckled.
Comedian Dave Chappelle's first performance in Edmonton was met with backlash online this morning. Some people say hecklers ruined the experience. CTV's Merrick DeCash has more.
Dave Chappelle, we're really, really, really sorry.
An apology song for comedian Dave Chappelle after his stop in Edmonton. The show, the hot topic on Virgin Radio, with callers describing what many considered to be a disaster.
Dave just shut down. He said, like, yeah, I've done a million shows, and this is the first time I can't wait to be off stage.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
There's no video of the performance because cell phones were banned from the event. Sherry Coates was inside the arena when it all unraveled.
So that's what I was trying to say, is that, yeah, they didn't allow cell phones in. So I couldn't find any video because I wanted to see how bad it got and whether the hecklers were real or whether they were plants, whether this is like some staged shit going on or whether this is like real people like upset with the performance. Because the old Dave Chappelle was funny and charming, and new Dave Chappelle is not. So I can imagine that the worse his act gets and the older he gets and the less energy he brings to the stage, the more hecklers there's going to be, the more people who are not going to enjoy his show are going to start speaking out. So to see the backlash finally start happening to the fake Dave Chappelle, I think it's long overdue. I wish more people would realize that Dave Chappelle got replaced a long time ago and more people would call it out. But at the very least, it sounds like people are finally sick of Dave Chappelle's shitty comedy, the new Dave Chappelle.
3/4 of the way through, that's when the crowd kind of got a little rude, I'll say. Yeah, rude.
There have been complaints about audio issues and about the behavior of some in the crowd loudly heckling. Sherry says she was embarrassed.
Oh, and it looks like I missed a super chat donation from Nathaniel Arias. Let me go back and grab that real quick. So yeah, guys, I have made several different videos talking about Dave Chappelle being replaced. It's one of the most obvious celebrity replacements of all time, in my opinion. And I actually used to like Dave Chappelle's comedy, and I thought the Dave Chappelle show was funny as well. And so when new Dave Chappelle showed up, I noticed right away. I've been calling out the fake Dave Chappelle for like 8 years or something. Seriously, a long time. Nathaniel says, oh my fucking God, I never have heard her talk before. And it's like a spoiled little entitled child. It's insane people give two shits about any of these people's shows. So, of course, he's referring to Candace Owens. Sorry for missing your super chat earlier, bro. I just went back and looked at my watch page and saw that you sent the super chat. So he's talking about Candace Owens, of course. And yeah, man, Candace Owens, I don't understand the love affair with her stupid ass, right? And the amount of people who follow her and have their head up her ass and are simps for her, it kind of blows my mind. But then again, you know, sheeple will be sheeple. Sheeple gonna sheeple, right? So I'm actually not that shocked. When I say it blows my mind, I guess it really doesn't, because sheeple are gonna sheeple. Thank you, Nathaniel Arias, for the super chat, buddy. And thanks for being here tonight.
Honestly, he just stood there and he looked at his watch and he's like, I could stand here for the remainder of the show for like the next 10 minutes that we have, and like you guys can just scream at me and be ignorant, or, you know.
Roger's Place is usually such a vibe. There was a show and some Edmonton wasn't very nice.
Okay, this is some high-level cringe.
The reaction inspired Virgin Radio's Jenna Winterburn.
All right, so the problem with there not being video of it is now all we get is people talking about what fucking happened, right? So there was another one where people were talking about what happened. We'll listen to a little bit of it.
You're from.
So I don't know anything about this channel or whatever, but they are talking about what happened with Dave. And since there's no videos for us to watch, all we get is people talking about it. So we'll just make do with what we're given.
From St. Albert, you're from Edmonton. You guys all run your yaps. We have Dave Chappelle up at the Hippo Tank, and your loser brethren are running him off the stage. What the F is wrong with people in the cultural capital of Edmonton, Alberta? We got real issues up there. What's in the water?
I did not hear the Chappelle thing.
Oh,
That's
it's a
a
disaster.
disgrace.
One day after Calgary, where there was one heckler that seemed to put him off kilter, there was like dozens of morons that
Cheering for
basically
the
said,
Oilers.
I got 10 minutes where I don't get paid. I won't tell another joke. I'm good.
Kreger says, look at his head. I'm guessing he's referring to Dave Chappelle when I had Dave Chappelle on the screen. So he might be a few minutes behind on the stream. So sometimes people fall behind on the stream and they're talking about something that I showed a while ago. So I think he's probably referring to Dave Chappelle's head. So Dave Chappelle, of course, the new imposter Dave Chappelle is much bigger. His head's bigger. He's a slightly different color of brown than Dave was. And so he looks different. He sounds different. He acts different. Most importantly, new Dave is not funny and has never been funny. And it sounds to me like new Dave is given jokes by writers and he repeats them. And the writers try and come up with shit that they think Chappelle would have talked about. So they have these fucking mainstream loser jokes that they give the fake Dave Chappelle to read. And of course, if you're reading jokes that you didn't come up with, they're not going to fucking be that good of jokes, right? It's going to turn into like late night humor, the night show guys, right? Where they repeat jokes that other people wrote. So whenever you have anyone just repeating scripted jokes that someone else write, they're not going to be able to put their own heart and soul into it and make it as funny as it can possibly be. And that's one of the big reasons why new Dave isn't funny, because new Dave doesn't come up with the material. He's handed the material and then he repeats it. Whereas old Dave actually came up with his own shit and delivered and performed his own shit. And he had a passion for his own comedy. So when he would perform his own comedy, he would do so in a positive, uplifting manner. And the original Dave had this positive, fun vibe. So the original Dave didn't piss people off while he was on stage, and he didn't make people bored while he was on stage. So I'm guessing that new Dave is starting to piss people off, and people are getting bored with his act, and they're not enjoying his show, which is causing people to heckle him. Thank you, Kreger, for the donation.
Really?
Losers.
I was texting my buddies going, are you going to Chappelle? Because he only went like Calgary, Edmonton, and like
Vancouver.
Portland, or something. It was a weird. I was hoping he would come out here. Dave Chappelle is my number one.
Yes.
We all went.
How was he?
He was average.
He was
He
solid.
looked low energy. No, I'm not like his.
He was average, low energy. And all these guys think it's the same Dave. Not one of these motherfuckers is talking about Dave's been replaced, right? So this dude over here said Dave's his number one. And this guy said when he saw him this last time, his energy was low.
How was he?
He was average.
He was
average.
He looked low energy. No,
low energy. Nobody would have said that about the original Dave, because original Dave didn't show up with low energy. He would show up with this charismatic, fun energy. So if you watch the old Dave Chappelle shows, he would keep people entertained, even if he wasn't saying something funny the whole show and he was telling a long story. He could keep people entertained and interested in what he was saying, and his vibe was fun and easygoing and charismatic on stage. Whereas the imposter Dave, the fake Dave, he doesn't have that fun charisma about him. So when he starts telling long monologues, people are going to fucking get bored and realize that he's not that funny. And they're going to realize his energy is low. But they aren't smart enough to put two and two together that it ain't the fucking same Dave. That's what pisses me off. I've been pointing it out for like 8 years that Dave's been replaced, and there's still people who can't fucking tell when it's like the most obvious celebrity replacement of all time. One of the most obvious replacements of all time in my book. Dave Chappelle, Eminem, Vince McMahon, Alex Jones, Joe Biden. Those are like the most obvious replacements, and still most people never, ever fucking notice when a celebrity's been replaced. They won't even allow their mind to go there.
I'm not like the guys, lead up guys, whatever you call. I don't even know what
the
you call
openers
them.
are phenomenal.
Openers were great.
Yeah.
And Dave felt a little, his energy level didn't feel high.
Yeah.
And I think I have Americans in my house, and I get strong American political chatter. So I know about
You
it.
knew the content.
There was a lot of American political.
There's a lot of Fox News, CNN type jokes that I
And
don't
I think
know
that
landed
the
as
Canadians
well
were
in
like,
Canada.
yeah, well, we hear about it, but we don't.
Fox News and CNN jokes. Old Dave wouldn't have wrote jokes like that. But new Dave, imposter Dave, he has a team of writers coming up with shit for him. And they like to mix in a bunch of fucking mainstream narratives from the news, right? So, of course, he's telling CNN and Fox News jokes. It's because his writers came up with that horse shit. And then when he tried to deliver it to the Canadian audience, they didn't give a fuck. God, I would love to see this performance. That really fucking sucks. I can't find a video of it.
Really live it. It doesn't hit home with us.
Canadians were like, where's the elbows up jokes? type
Well,
of thing.
and some of it too was if it was offside, Canadians are like, "Ooh, that's a little."
Yeah.
Whereas it's funny, but it's like, oh, it's maybe a little awkward to laugh.
Dean's seen the most comedy out of the three of us, and it felt like he's working on material.
Yeah.
And while he had some absolute points where you're just dying, there was the lulls in the middle he was working on. He'd have your role and then he'd lose you, but then he'd bring you back. I gave him like a 7 out of 10. The other guys are phenomenal.
It was weird. It was as though that heckler early got him off his game.
And that was only one. Imagine 50 of those more.
Yeah, I don't like the hecklers. You guys know I have a long history with comedy
and they said
so. Sorry, we have to listen to these losers talk about what happened, but there's no video. So hearing other people talk about what happened who supposedly were there is like the best we're going to get. Some fucking hearsay about what happened at the Dave Chappelle show. So there you go. Fake Dave Chappelle crashed and burned in Canada, apparently. Didn't have a good show. Good. I hope he crash and burns more often. I hope all of his damn comedy shows suck and that the crowd heckles him. All right. So there you go. Dave Chappelle. Gets heckled. All right. So now we're going to switch topics. We're going to put on a comedy. It's a YouTube poop. Does anyone remember YouTube poops? Well, I found
how
it just randomly showed up on my screen in my feed. I wasn't even looking for it. It just appeared. And I thought it was mildly entertaining. So we're going to go ahead and check this out.
big of a threat is China?
You know, a little bit of a
But
threat.
as you know, the Chinese, they steal and
They're very streetwise.
And?
They're always watching us.
And?
They're vicious.
And?
They're Japanese.
if we could stay on China for just
Sure.
a moment, our soybean farmers, China had stopped buying the soybeans.
Yeah.
China was withholding these rare earth soybeans that you need for everything from soybeans to soybeans.
Sure.
Are we going to war?
We're going to cut people's hands off. When I was in Japan, Toyota, Mr. Toyota, I said, Mr. Toyota, I said, what's your name? Toyota. And I said, no, I don't believe so. And he said, Toyota. I said, are you going to answer my question? And he's like, Toyota. I said, sorry, you're fired. Get the hell out of here. Millions of Americans are going to be without Snapple. Imagine playing Fortnite without Snapple. Sis.
Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast 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 by day, Joe Rogan podcast.
Are you actively considering making an electric flying car?
I'm never committing suicide, to be clear.
Fuck, we should look into this. Giga Chad.
I'll pay you $100 to eat the pile of shit.
I don't think a beautiful baby girl needs to have 30 dolls. I think they can have 3 dolls or 4 dolls.
When you say they could have $3 instead of $30, are you saying
They can have 5.
But you're
They
basically
can have
saying
5. They have a new person named Crockett.
There you go. A 1.5 minute long YouTube poop. I thought it was amusing. All right. You know what I haven't shown in a long time? I'm thinking it's the right time of year to show it. All right. So this is a Christmas themed video. And since it's almost Christmas, I'm going to go ahead and show the secret mystery video, which is a Christmas themed video. Enjoy.
The first shot when he come in, you know, on the counter, you know, like you do, and then finish. Suddenly it's quiet.
I'm going to give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead.
All right, Johnny, I'm sorry.
I'm going. 1, 2, 10. Keep the change, you filthy animal.
There you go. I mean, Home Alone is a Christmas movie, so therefore that is a Christmas video. Right? I haven't shown that in a while, so I figured I would do that. And of course, now that I showed that, I should probably show the other doot video. So I made 2 different videos featuring the doot lady. Here's the other one.
The first shot when he come in, on the counter, like you do, and then finish. Suddenly it's quiet. That's why I wrap my partner. We go to high on the table.
Look, you guys, it's Sylvester Sly Stallone. There you go. All right. I haven't showed Doot or the mystery video in a while. And I know we have some new viewers who probably have never seen those videos. So there you go. All right. Jonna's here. She liked it. Hi, Jonna. Glad you could make it tonight. All right. Thank you. Glad you guys liked it. That was the whole point, to get you to laugh. Kelly Yamaguchi. Glad you could make it. Haven't seen you in a while. All right. Call of Duty. Just a ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta. All right. So guys, we are going to be celebrating in January 10 years of this channel being in existence here on YouTube. My 10-year anniversary in January. I started the channel in January 2016. And now we're headed into January 2026. 10 years of Jake the Awake. And as you guys know, I started the channel as Flat Earth Asshole, and it evolved into what we're doing here tonight. So anyone who's been around the whole time, thank you for your long time support. And any of you who jumped on board over the last 10 years, thank you for supporting this channel. We're going to keep rocking and rolling into 2026. 10 years of YouTube. Wow. Holy crap, time flies. David says 10 years. Yeah. Kevin Arnold said following for 8 years. Davey D says subscribe. All right. All right. Well, I still got the bass hooked up. So before we call it a night, I could probably slap another bass song. I started the show with a little bass. Still got the bass hooked up. And now right at this second, I'm not sure exactly what to talk about. So maybe I'll slap a little more bass, add a little more funkiness to the stream. Why not? All right, this is an old song that I wrote a long time ago. It's called Booty Bumpin'. Baby, say I've been feeling lately something isn't right now. You got me kind of crazy. You got me feeling something. This is what I know. I'd love to get your booty bumping just like the night before. You love to take it slowly. I gives it to you fast. My memories are fading. We got to make it last. Got to make it last. Got to make it last, 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 last. Oh, it's party time! Oh, here we go again. Woo, baby. Say, I've been feeling lately something isn't right now. You got me kind of crazy. My brains are feeling hazy. This is what I know. I love to get this party started just like the week before. You love to take it slowly, but I gives it to you fast. My memories are fading. We got to make it last. Oh, yeah. Got to make it last all night. Got to make it last, 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 last all night long. Woo! Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Woo, damn girl. Woo, baby. I've been feeling lately something isn't right now. You got me kind of crazy. You got me feeling something. This is what I know. I never get that booty bumping just like the week before. You love to take it slowly, but I gives it to you fast. My memories are fading. We've got to make it last all night. Got to make it last. Hell yeah. Got to make it last, 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 last. Oh yeah. Get that booty bumping. Whew. There you go. A little booty bumping for you. It's a song I wrote a long ass time ago. Whew. Phew. All right. There you go. Little slap bass for you. And tonight, I didn't want to keep you guys too long. I got through the stuff that I wanted to talk about tonight and played some bass. So instead of going too long tonight, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream tonight. You guys have a wonderful night. I want to thank everyone for being here and hanging out with me on a wacky, wild, wake 'em up Wednesday. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button before you go, slap that thumbs up button just like I done slap the bass. I would really appreciate it. It does help. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this stream. I had a fun time. I did some impressions, busted some shills, slapped some funky bass lines. I mean, I think that was a solid stream personally. And rather than go any longer and bore anyone with any more shit, I'm going to go ahead and go out on a high note, wrap it up just like that. So thank you for watching. I love you guys. Take care. I'll see you in the next stream or the next video. Peace out. Much love. Bye-bye.